At his father's funeral, the mother handed 3 homes to his elder brother in front of everyone. But the younger son received only a seemingly ordinary old lottery ticket, the only thing set aside for him from his father. His mother calmly defended herself, saying his brother was the family pillar, so the homes went to him, while he could keep the old ticket as a keepsake. Seeing the obvious favoritism, a relative questioned why the 2 sons were being treated so differently. But the mother still protected his brother, claiming he had a wife and child, while the younger son was single and did not need a home. Then his sister-in-law mocked his low salary, pretending the home would only burden him with maintenance fees. So giving them the homes was right. Holding back his anger, he asked if every home would go to his brother. But his mother defended him, saying he paid for every family expense. However, he reminded her that when their father was sick, the elder brother never visited while he paid the medical bills. But his mother still favored his brother, saying his brother was busy with work, and it made no difference who paid, casually erasing his sacrifice. Then his brother began mocking him too, joking that the old lottery ticket might be worth even more than the 3 homes. Seeing this, he remembered his father's final days when he guarded the hospital alone. None of them came, so he lied that they were too busy. The father knew his wife and elder son looked down on him, and admitted the family had failed him ever since his mother lost him, while caring only for his brother. Seeing his son still suffer after returning home, the father apologized and promised not to let him be wronged again. Then his father urgently told him to protect the lottery ticket hidden in the bedside drawer and never lose it. But before his father could explain the real reason behind the lottery ticket, his life ended right there in front of him. Back at the inheritance meeting, he accepted the old lottery ticket and agreed to leave all 3 homes entirely to his brother. Yet he added one condition: from then on, his brother would care for their mother, and he would cut ties. Hearing this, everyone was stunned, and the guests quietly criticized him for being unfilial. His mother scolded him for making trouble, still insisting his brother had more pressure supporting a family and needed those homes more. But in his memory, first meant his brother got new clothes, while he was forced to wear old uniforms. Even when his teacher required a new uniform, his mother refused, telling him to make do with his brother's leftovers. Later, when he needed tuition, his mother used the same excuse, spending his father's pay on his brother's tutoring instead of paying his school fees. Later, when his brother needed money for a home down payment, his mother even took the savings he had set aside for a car. Now facing 3 houses, he realized he had always been the child told to wait, endure, and ask for nothing. His mother still said her care could not fall only on his brother. But his brother agreed, mocking his tiny income as useless anyway. Then his sister-in-law claimed that, since he wanted to cut ties, the house was now his brother's, and ordered him to move out immediately. Without arguing any further, he immediately agreed, then went back to his room and began packing his belongings. A relative finally said the mother had gone too far, but she still claimed everything was for the family. She even believed being thrown out would train him, since he had survived hardship before, and could do it again. As he packed, he remembered being lost by his mother as a child and envying others with parents, only to become an outsider after returning home. The only person who truly cared was his father, so he quietly promised to protect the mysterious lottery ticket. Then he tore off the side of the photo with only his father and himself, and threw the rest into the trash. Just then, his sister-in-law rushed him to leave, saying his room would be turned into her dressing room the next day. Before leaving, he knelt before his father's portrait and bowed 3 times, expressing the grief and longing he could no longer say. His brother pretended to care, telling him to ask if he needed anything. But when he asked for one home, his brother immediately claimed the lottery ticket was worth more. Just as he was about to leave, his sister-in-law stopped him and demanded to search his suitcase, suspecting he had taken something else. He threw the suitcase down and told her not to search it because she could take all of it. Then his sister-in-law claimed even the clothes he wore were his brother's old clothes and ordered him to take them off. Without hesitation, he took off the clothes and left them behind without saying another word. His brother mocked him, saying the family had already been split, so he had no right to keep wearing his old clothes. So the younger brother took off the old shoes and old clothes he had been wearing, then handed every piece back to his brother. Looking at the only wooden charm left on him, he suddenly remembered something from his childhood. He remembered his childhood birthday when he only wanted 1 bite of cake. But his mother said it was too expensive and told him to wait for his brother's birthday. Later, only his father found him, brought him a birthday cake, and personally made him a wooden charm to wish him safety and happiness. Back at his father's funeral, he held the wooden charm and lottery ticket, insisting they were his father's gifts, and his brother let him keep them. But his sister-in-law still refused to stop, saying if he wanted a clean break, he should remove the pants too, since they came free with his brother's purchase. A relative finally stepped forward and warned the sister-in-law not to go too far, but she shifted the blame onto him, saying he was the one who wanted to draw the line first. Left with no choice, he took off the pants. But his sister-in-law still demanded $5,000 in living expenses before letting him leave. After sending this month's living expenses, he decided to settle every account with the family once and for all. He revealed that after dropping out at 16, he never spent another penny from the family, and instead sent them $5,000 every month for 10 full years. Hearing the total was $600,000, the relatives were stunned, but his mother claimed she was training him and said he should help with family expenses. Hearing this, he told them he would not take back the $600,000 because it was enough to repay everything he owed. His sister-in-law accused his father of hiding money for him, saying his brother had found and taken it, then questioned whether he had more. He calmly said his father had left him only that lottery ticket and no other money. Then he took out a written agreement to cut ties and asked his mother to sign it. His brother mocked the agreement, saying he would support their mother himself, so he did not need to. His sister-in-law warned him not to crawl back later. The mother tried to guilt him, asking if he truly believed she was a mother who never wanted him well. However, he only bowed and thanked her for giving birth to him, then declared he came clean, would leave clean, and was no longer her son. After he walked away, his mother broke down in anger, shouting that from then on she no longer had this son. Outside in the rain, he held his father's portrait, and asked where the two of them could possibly go now. Just then, he stopped outside a lottery shop to hide from the rain and heard people discussing the unclaimed 80 million prize, with only 1 hour left. Looking at the old lottery ticket his father left behind, he wondered how different life would be if it actually won. Then he checked the lottery numbers one by one and was completely stunned when every single number matched the winning ticket. Only at that moment did he realize his father's true inheritance was the 80 million prize, the final escape route his father had quietly left him. While everyone else thought he did not matter, his dying father had still worried about his future from the hospital bed. Just then the rain made his hands slippery. His father's portrait accidentally fell to the ground, and a letter slipped out. He opened the letter his father had left behind, where his father admitted that obedient children often get no sweetness in life. His father continued writing about his past, how his mother lost him at 4, leaving him outside to suffer for 6 years. After finally returning home, he was still overshadowed by the brother his mother favored, silently watching everything good go to him. His father admitted he could not stop his mother's favoritism, and knew she would give every inheritance to his brother after his death. Once his father had secretly saved a down payment for his home, but that money was also taken away by his brother. His father used his last money to buy that lottery ticket when it unexpectedly won. He told no one, and secretly left the 80 million prize to him. Finally, his father told him to stop being too obedient, stop wronging himself, stop worrying about his mother and brother. Remember, he owed no one, and truly live for himself. After reading it, he promised his father that he would walk this road well and never let him down. After entering the lottery shop, the owner handed him a towel for the rain, making him realize even a stranger cared more than his family. Then he told the owner he was there to claim the prize because his lottery ticket had won. The man took out the lottery ticket. After checking it, the shop owner realized he had won the unclaimed 80 million prize and rushed him to the prize claims center. Moments later, after taxes, 64 million reached his account, and he thanked his father for the lottery ticket that changed his fate. When the lottery shop owner offered to arrange an interview for him, he refused without hesitation and decided to buy a home first. After he arrived at the sales office, 2 real estate agents looked him up and down, mocking him as too poor to buy a home there. But another saleswoman sincerely welcomed him, brought him a towel and slippers, and said he could rest until the rain stopped, even without buying. Seeing another stranger care about him, he felt a quiet ache, while the 2 male salesmen only complained that he was wasting their time. He asked for a move-in ready home that needed no renovation, so the saleswoman introduced a furnished unit worth $3.8 million. Without bargaining or hesitating, he chose that home on the spot, then calmly prepared to pay by card. He took out the card holding his prize money and told her to swipe it directly, leaving the 2 male salesmen regretting the lost order. After moving into his new home, he thought about how his brother's family had thrown him out that morning, without even letting him take one old shirt. They mocked him for getting no house at all, yet never knew the inheritance his father left him could easily buy dozens of homes. Meanwhile, his mother began to worry and wondered whether they should call him back, since he had no money outside. His sister-in-law blamed him for cutting ties, pretending hardship outside was for his own good, and telling their mother to ignore him. His brother even said he had to be beaten down by society outside before he would understand the warmth of this family. Their mother also agreed with them, claiming her younger son had to suffer a little outside before he could finally become sensible. For the next month, he kept working like an ordinary man, telling no one that he was now worth tens of millions. He decided to live in this home temporarily and move again after the 200 square meter villa he had just bought was renovated. Moments later, his brother called and said it was Mother's Day, telling him to come home for dinner that evening. His brother acted generous, claiming they no longer held the past against him, and that they were still family. He remembered saying he would never look back, but she was still his birth mother. After hesitating, he still decided to go back once. Behind his back, His sister-in-law mocked him, saying he would come running back whenever they simply waved him over. The real reason was soon exposed. His brother's business was short on cash, and they wanted to use him for a loan. They agreed not to tell the mother yet, planning to wait until he arrived before bringing up the loan. When the mother heard he would return, she acted angry, saying if he came back, he had to lower his head first. That evening, he came back and gave his mother a gift, wishing her a happy Mother's Day. Then he took out the clothes he had bought for his mother. His sister-in-law looked at the clothes, then told everyone they cost $3,000. His brother immediately said expensive clothes were still just clothes and buying costly ones was useless, while their mother simply put them on the floor. Then his brother presented a heavy gold bracelet, and their mother immediately praised him as thoughtful and filial, saying he truly cared about her. His sister-in-law compared the two gifts on the spot, praised his brother's gold bracelet, then mocked the younger brother's clothes as cheap and useless, while his mother agreed. During dinner, they pretended the conflict should be forgotten, claiming families never truly hold grudges overnight. But he coldly reminded them that he was not family with them anymore, and had only returned today to celebrate the holiday for his mother. His mother immediately scolded him for acting proud, then compared him to his brother, saying he was nowhere near as sensible. His sister-in-law praised his brother for working hard, claiming he stayed up every night for this family and even fainted from exhaustion. Hearing this, his mother immediately told him to help his brother more after payday, and even share his nephew's tuition expenses for him too. He refused directly, asking what his brother's problems had to do with him. His mother immediately accused him of being selfish. Finally, his brother admitted the factory was having cash flow problems, and the money at home was not enough to solve it. His mother anxiously asked what they should do, and his sister-in-law revealed her real purpose, telling her to make him take out a loan for his brother first. The younger brother called the loan unreliable, saying his brother would borrow it himself if trustworthy, but he insisted it was formal and only needed his signature. After he refused, his mother immediately called him cold-blooded, accusing him of refusing to help his own brother during a crisis. His sister-in-law accused him of ignoring family, claiming their mother had prepared the entire table of food for him. Hearing them mention family, he coldly reminded them that every dish on the table was his brother's favorite, not something he loved. Then he stood up and left. His family could only watch him go, complaining that he had become stubborn and disobedient. Later, while driving in the underground garage, he felt someone was following him, heightening his unease. Moments later, his brother received a video from a friend, and realized that he was driving a car worth $500,000. The next day, his brother found him near work, and immediately demanded to know where the money came from, refusing to believe he could afford such a car. He claimed he borrowed the money, but his brother questioned who would lend him hundreds of thousands when his salary had not changed. He did not want to waste time on nonsense and tried to leave, but his brother stopped him, suspecting their father had secretly left him money. Calmly, the younger brother asked where their father could have gotten $500,000, reminding him that all 3 houses had already been left to him. After being exposed, his brother changed his tone, pretending he only cared because he feared the younger brother had been led astray. Thinking the car was bought with a loan, his brother claimed he knew a low-interest channel and told him to borrow there, then give him half for business turnover. But the younger brother refused again, asking what his brother's business had to do with him, then left without giving him another chance. Soon his mother called after hearing about the car, questioning where he got so much money and whether he had joined online loans. As he tried to end the call, his mother said she was only concerned he might go astray, but he asked when she had ever truly cared about him since childhood. His mother insisted she never mistreated him and called him rebellious, but he knew he had obeyed only for his father, so he no longer argued over trivial matters. Before the call ended, his mother revealed her true purpose, telling him to first help repay his brother's debt with any money he had, and not to spend it recklessly. But he hung up directly, ignoring her request completely. His sister-in-law immediately mocked him as poor, saying the car probably came from a shady source and would definitely cause trouble. Seeing his brother almost collapse under the debt, their mother finally decided to use her own identity card to help him get a loan. His brother immediately became excited and thanked their mother, while she said he was her son and she had to help him. At the lending office, his brother urged their mother to sign, promising the $2 million would let his project turn around. After the contract was signed, the lender handed over the money, and his brother kept thanking him as if everything had already been solved. The mother believed her oldest son was smart enough to earn the $2 million back, and he promised he would never disappoint her. Later, his aunt called and told him his brother's business was struggling, and their mother had mortgaged a home to borrow $2 million. But the partner ran away, the $2 million vanished, and his brother was left owing another $600,000 in debt. His aunt asked him to help his brother with the debt, urging him to do something, but he said he could already manage not hating them, and helping them financially was impossible for him. Then his aunt invited him to her birthday dinner, and he agreed because she had been one of the few people kind to him. Meanwhile, his mother was already being chased by creditors, begging for a few more days as the pressure grew, while his brother stayed silent with no money to repay. His mother panicked because the $2 million was gone, one house was lost, and another 600,000 in debt remained. His sister-in-law then suggested calling the younger brother and making him sell his new car to repay the debt first. His brother also begged their mother to ask for help, promising he would repay everything with interest after surviving this crisis. Finally, his brother even suggested using the old apartment as collateral, claiming the younger brother would not lose out, so their mother agreed to call him. His mother sent the younger brother a message, telling him to sell his car to help repay his elder brother's debt, and that his brother would mortgage the old house for repayment. Seeing this message, he realized that during the inheritance split they gave him nothing, and now they wanted him to sell his car to repay his elder brother's debt. Then he blocked his mother's contact information. Moments later, his mother tried again, only to realize he had blocked her on the messaging app. His sister-in-law immediately provoked their mother, saying the younger brother was determined to ignore them, making the mother furious and desperate. That evening, his mother posted in the family chat, accusing the younger brother of being rebellious, rejecting her and his elder brother, and asked relatives to persuade him. The relatives quickly followed along in the group, saying his brother was still family, and that family should help whenever one of them faced trouble. Another relative even warned him not to narrow his own path, claiming his brother might help him after he got married. Watching them all talk about what he should do, he realized no one had ever asked what grievances he had suffered, so he quit the group directly. When his mother kept forcing him to respond, she finally realized he had left the family group, and his world finally became quiet. His brother panicked, while his sister-in-law mocked that he had embarrassed their mother in front of all the relatives. Furious, his mother decided to confront him at his aunt's birthday banquet, threatening to punish him in front of the relatives. A few days later, relatives gathered at his aunt's birthday banquet, drinking and chatting warmly as if nothing unpleasant had happened. When his mother and his elder brother arrived, the relatives praised him for receiving all 3 houses and running big business, calling him the pride of the family. Their mother proudly accepted the praise, saying her oldest son had been smart since childhood and barely needed his parents to worry. Just then, the younger brother arrived and wished his aunt a happy birthday, while the relatives immediately watched him with curiosity. After he sat down, the relatives asked about his job and monthly salary, and he honestly told them he earned only $5,000 a month. Hearing the $5,000 salary, the relatives immediately compared him to his brother, mocking him at 26 for having no house or career and far behind his brother. They mocked him for living in a shabby rental, saying no respectable family would ever have their daughter marry him. Facing the relatives' mockery, he calmly said he owned a villa in the city center, leaving everyone momentarily stunned. But no one believed him, saying villas there cost several million, and accused him of earning only $5,000, which couldn't possibly buy one. His mother ordered him to apologize to the elders for lying, and his sister-in-law took the opportunity to accuse him of exiting the family chat and telling more lies. When relatives asked why he had exited the family chat, his mother said his brother only needed project money and wanted him to sell his car for cash flow. His second uncle questioned how she could make one son sell his car for another, but she defended it as a chance to earn together. His brother also pretended the project had no real difficulty, claiming he only wanted to help the younger brother earn money and would never harm him. Hearing this, the relatives urged him to help his brother, while his mother accused him of living freely outside, ignoring the family, and forcing his brother to take care of the household alone. He reminded everyone that all 3 houses had gone to his brother. He was forced out empty-handed, signed an estrangement agreement, yet now they came asking for money. But his mother ignored the agreement, only asking whether he was still her son and saying family ties could not be broken. The relatives again sided with his mother, saying he should help a capable brother, and that refusing to sell the car made him unfilial. He saw through their familiar excuse about family and money, then firmly told them that making him help his brother was absolutely impossible. Seeing him refuse, his mother suddenly knelt down, saying she would not get up unless he agreed to help his brother that day. At the relative's birthday banquet, this mother knelt on the floor, crying that her husband had just died, yet her younger son disobeyed and abandoned her. The relatives immediately criticized him, urging him not to stand idle and to comply with his mother's demands. So he asked all present to judge fairly. He revealed that from elementary school on, his brother got new uniforms every year, while he only wore his brother's cast-offs with frayed cuffs. He said they had money for his brother's tutoring, but none for his tuition, forcing him to eat plain porridge and work with his father. He revealed that when his brother needed a house down payment, his mother took the car savings he had worked so hard to save. When his father needed $38,000 for hospital fees, he borrowed the money, while his brother paid nothing, yet inherited all 3 houses alone. He reminded them that he dropped out at 16 to work, sending $5,000 a month for 10 years, totaling $600,000. Yet he never received any fairness. After hearing everything, the relatives finally realized his mother had always been far too biased toward his elder brother. Even his aunt stopped persuading him to help, telling him to live his own life well from now on. He told his mother he never wanted to see her again, then left the banquet, unwilling to make his aunt's birthday uglier. That evening, His elder brother, with no money to pay off debts and the house about to be seized, pleaded with their mother to find a solution urgently. His sister-in-law blamed everything on her husband's younger brother, and his brother said creditors might hurt him unless he repaid, forcing mother to get money. Then his brother devised a plan, having their mother fake serious illness and create a scene at his younger brother's workplace, live streaming accusations to force money. The mother hesitated because causing trouble outside would damage his reputation. But when her elder son begged, she finally agreed to help him. Soon the older brother brought their mother to sit outside his younger brother's office, pretending to be seriously ill and live streaming complaints that he ignored her upstairs. His older brother also began crying dramatically, claiming their mother needed $500,000 for surgery, while the younger brother had blocked her messages and refused calls. The bystanders quickly criticized the younger brother for being unfilial, while some suspected hidden motives, yet most accepted the story his family presented. Moments later, the younger brother appeared, and his brother immediately begged him to provide $500,000 for their mother's supposed urgent surgery. Their mother played along with his story, pretending to faint in public, creating the impression that her condition was suddenly extremely serious. He immediately saw through their act and realized the entire scene was only staged to pressure him. When he tried to leave, the bystanders accused him of being heartless and unfilial, then blocked him from leaving the company entrance. He explained that she was pretending to be sick, only using public opinion to force him to sell his car and repay his brother's debt. After his brother denied it, he immediately demanded the hospital test reports, but his brother could not produce any documentation. He calmly took out his phone to call an ambulance and send their mother to the hospital, but his brother immediately blocked him from doing so. He directly asked his brother whether he genuinely feared their mother's life, or just worried the arriving ambulance would reveal their deceit. The crowd finally began doubting the illness, so he told them to go to the hospital if she was truly sick, making his family panic. After the live stream spread, some colleagues mocked him as an unfilial son, abandoning his birth mother. However, one colleague firmly believed he was not that kind of person, and defended him against the mocking remarks. His supervisor also blamed him for damaging the company's reputation, saying 3 major companies had already clearly said they would cancel cooperation because of the backlash. When he explained the news was false, the supervisor told him he had already affected the company's stock price, and ordered him to resolve his matters immediately. Meanwhile, his older brother and sister-in-law celebrated topping the trending charts, planning to increase the media pressure, waiting until he could no longer resist and would pay up. To add more fuel, his sister-in-law suggested taking another staged photo of their mother lying down to make the story look worse. To prevent the company from being dragged into the scandal, he applied for a week off to handle personal matters, but the supervisor denied his request. The supervisor gave him 2 options: either transfer to the logistics department or resign voluntarily, forcing him to make a difficult choice. With no better option left, he could only choose to resign voluntarily and leave the company. As he packed his things, the colleague who supported him hated to see him leave, while others mocked his ruined reputation, saying no company would hire him. Before leaving, a colleague told him the supervisor targeted him not for his ability, but to place his nephew in the department, using the scandal as an excuse. He told the colleague he already knew about it, then thanked her and the others for telling him before he left. After leaving, he realized working for others was worse than working for himself. So he decided to start his own company. Then he called a lawyer, asking him to handle the public opinion crisis and register a new company for him. The older brother prepared a fake diagnosis so his mother could live stream accusing the younger son of withholding surgery money. Yet she feared it might truly harm him. But his wife said bigger pressure was better, because only desperation would make the younger brother sell his car and return begging forgiveness. His wife saw his brother driven out of the company on video, and they laughed, believing he had lost his job and could no longer resist. The older brother believed that within 3 days, his younger brother would definitely bring money back, begging them to calm the scandal and forgive him. His mother called to ask if he had lost his job, but he calmly replied, saying, "Wasn't this exactly what they wanted to see?" His brother urged him to stop holding out, sell the car, and let their mother clear the scandal, but he immediately hung up the phone. Later, he rented an entire office floor and officially founded his own investment company, turning his resignation into a new beginning. His former colleague had resigned to become his assistant, saying she never expected him to be this wealthy, while he promised not to mistreat her. Then he asked whether the company profile materials were ready, and his assistant said they were, but the online controversy was still too intense. He reassured her the online controversy would be resolved within 1 week, and promised he would never mistreat anyone willing to follow him afterward. Soon he met the woman from the sales office again, and learned the building belonged to her family, while she had been experiencing life as a saleswoman. Seeing he was starting an investment company, she asked to read his business plan, and he handed it over without hiding anything from her. After reading it, she praised his market analysis, competitor breakdown, profit model, and risk control, then asked whether he had considered outside financing from her. He asked if she feared he was a fraud after only 3 meetings. but she said his background had already been exposed online completely. She explained that she was not mocking him, and after learning his background, still wanted to invest in his company. However, he refused the investment, explaining that he no longer needed money and could manage everything himself. She suggested they become friends first, and also told him her name, establishing a new connection based on trust. Later he discovered she was a financial genius, the heir to a real estate company in the city, and also a top-tier investor. Soon, the lawyer reported that all evidence for the public opinion case had been collected, and he calmly ordered everything to be released online. The next day, their mother returned from buying groceries, and cried that people had surrounded and cursed her, while her eldest son asked what she had done. His sister-in-law discovered that the evidence had been posted online, including funeral hall surveillance, transfer screenshots, and forged medical records, causing public opinion to reverse completely against the family. Then their phone numbers were exposed. Abusive messages kept flooding in, and the older brother finally realized his younger brother was striking back hard. Before they could recover from the online backlash, the creditors suddenly broke into the house and demanded repayment directly from the family. His older brother hurriedly begged them to give him a few more days, repeatedly claiming he truly had no money left. The creditor refused to keep waiting, saying debt must be repaid, and threatened to take one hand from the older brother as compensation that day. At the critical moment, his mother rushed forward, begging the creditors for 2 more days, and promising that if they still could not pay, the creditors could take her hand instead. The creditor gave them only 2 more days, warning that if the money was still missing, mother and son would each lose one hand. After the creditors left, the older brother panicked, asking where to get $2 million in 2 days, while his sister-in-law again blamed the younger brother for refusing to sell his car to help. But his mother finally blamed the sister-in-law, saying if she had not forced the younger son out, he would not have abandoned them. That night, the younger brother brought 2 documents to the heiress's house, saying he wanted to privately discuss 2 investment directions with her. After seeing the projects focused on AI and biomedicine, she praised his judgment, saying both sectors offered major opportunities this year. He explained some key details and his own insights about the projects, highlighting critical factors and potential outcomes. This made the heiress realize that he was even more impressive and capable than she had originally imagined. At that moment, his assistant told him his mother planned to sell their current house to repay his brother's debt. So he immediately ordered the house bought back at any cost. Because that house was the place where he had once lived with his father, he could never ever let it fall into outsiders' hands. Seeing he had matters to handle tomorrow, the heiress ended their discussion. He thanked her for explaining investment knowledge, while she found his talent interesting, and agreed to talk again. The next day, the younger brother sent his assistant to negotiate the purchase of his mother's house for $2.7 million. Meanwhile, the older brother, eager to repay his debts, pressed their mother to sign the contract as quickly as possible. After receiving the money, they finally relaxed, believing the outside debt could be repaid and the older brother's hand would be saved. Just then, the younger brother arrived, and his family immediately warned him that the house sale money belonged to them and had nothing to do with him. His mother wondered whether he came to send money, but he said he only wanted to see whether the family home had changed. When he calmly said he was the new owner of the house, they simply refused to believe him. His sister-in-law even mocked him as an unemployed man, saying he could never afford $2.7 million. The assistant immediately intervened to prevent them from mocking him, and confirmed she had only purchased the house on his behalf, making him the true new owner. His mother was shocked he had become a boss so quickly, but he calmly answered it happened after the company fired him. When he told them to move out, they shamelessly refused, claiming families should not divide things so clearly, so they could keep both the money and the house. He did not argue further, and simply called his men inside, ordering them to throw the entire family out of the house. His mother tried to stop him using family ties and his late father, but he said that if his father were alive, he would never allow them to treat him this way. After being thrown out, the older brother and his wife immediately blamed each other, claiming the other was responsible for turning the family into this mess. His mother could only tell them to find somewhere to settle first, before worrying about anything else. Before they could escape their troubles, the creditor arrived again, demanded repayment, and snatched the bank card containing the house sale money. The older brother said the bank card contained $270,000. After paying the debt, a portion would remain for him. But the creditor sneered, and took the extra money as interest, leaving nothing for the older brother. With the house gone and the money taken, the sister-in-law completely broke down, angrily blaming the older brother for dragging them into this desperate situation. Later, one of his projects had already earned $500,000, even faster than expected, and he thanked the heiress for her guidance. At that moment, a former colleague called, hoping to resign and join him, and he said he would consider him when the company needed people. He admitted that colleague had bullied him before but had decent ability, while the heiress reminded him that he needed loyalty more than ability. Right after hanging up, he received another call from his former boss, who had heard he had an AI project and wanted to cooperate with his new company. He reminded the former boss that the supervisor had targeted him, stolen his credit, and that he had allowed it. But the former boss avoided responsibility and urged him to think from a business perspective, focusing on the benefits of cooperation. He simply told the boss that he would consider any further cooperation at the appropriate time, without committing immediately. After the call, he asked the heiress for advice. She said the project was worth entering, but that president was shrewd and difficult to handle. She advised him to hold the initiative himself, and he decided the conditions: 60% for him, 40% for the other party, with an exclusivity clause. Elsewhere, the older brother drank heavily in the shabby old house, arguing with his wife until she finally shouted that she wanted a divorce. Just then, the aunt arrived at their old house, and was shocked by how poor the living conditions were. Meanwhile, the family explained that the money from the house sale had all been taken, leaving them in a difficult situation. The older brother bitterly complained that the younger brother now lived in luxury while his own family stayed in this miserable place, insisting the money and house should have been his. The aunt questioned whether he still blamed the younger brother, reminding him who forced him out at the funeral, and who smeared him outside the company. The older brother still believed the younger brother was taking revenge, so his wife asked the aunt to intercede and persuade the younger brother to give them money, noting their child couldn't live in such a shabby place. The mother knelt down, pleading with the aunt to go and ask the younger brother for forgiveness on their behalf. The aunt said they had hurt the younger brother too deeply, but she would mention it. Whether he forgave them was entirely up to him. Shortly after, the younger brother prepared flowers for the heiress, wondering if she would like them. Just then, his aunt called, saying his mother and older brother were living in great difficulty. His aunt told him that his mother survived by collecting scraps from trash bins. His older brother drank heavily every day, and the house was in complete chaos. The younger brother told his aunt that his mother was willing to suffer for her eldest son, and he no longer wanted to manage the family's chaotic mess. Shortly after, the younger brother gave flowers to the heiress and thanked her for her guidance, saying his company's value had increased significantly. The heiress calmly accepted his thanks. Then they went out together for a walk. They shared a meal together, and he presented her with a beautiful necklace as a gift, showing his thoughtfulness and care. That night, when he brought the heiress back, his sister-in-law saw him living in a villa, while they lived in a broken house, and resentment instantly filled her. She rushed back and told the older brother that the younger brother lived in a luxury villa, and drove a car worth millions. She also claimed she had seen him being intimate with a woman, guessing his success had come from relying on that woman. After watching the video, the older brother immediately believed it, thinking he had finally found the younger brother's weakness and a way to control him. His sister-in-law suggested using the father's death anniversary, making their mother beg before the memorial tablet, then getting his brother into the company, before slowly seizing power. They told their mother to cry before their father's memorial tablet tomorrow, believing the younger brother would soften, though she still hesitated. Then they said as long as the older brother joined the younger brother's company, he would recover. And finally the mother agreed to help. At the memorial, his aunt said his father could finally rest easy seeing his success, and he promised not to disappoint his father. Then his aunt told him his mother and older brother were outside, hoping he would let them come in to worship his father on this Memorial Day. He finally agreed, but only on the condition that they would not cause trouble in front of his father's memorial. When the mother entered, she immediately knelt and cried, tearfully admitting she had failed to raise both of her sons properly. The older brother also pretended to blame himself, saying he was useless and had made their mother suffer so much. Soon the mother revealed her real purpose, asking him to arrange a job for his older brother inside his company. The younger brother refused, saying every employee in his company entered through ability, and his older brother had no chance. His older brother immediately accused him of being a kept man who only gained his current status by relying on a woman. His sister-in-law even threatened that if he did not arrange $1 million a year job for his brother, she would contact the media to expose him as a kept man. He coldly questioned whether they were threatening him. His mother urged him to help his brother, saying they were family and would never destroy him. But he refused, saying his brother could only dream of joining the company. His sister-in-law kept threatening to crash his company's stock price, so he stopped wasting words and ordered the bodyguards to throw them out. After they were removed, his aunt apologized, saying she had not known they would behave like this, but he only asked to be alone before his father's memorial. He wondered whether his father would have supported his decision if he were still alive. Outside, his mother urged the older brother to stop making trouble. The older brother angrily said he had been thrown out by the younger brother before their father's memorial tablet, and his sister-in-law insisted the younger brother lost control because his weakness had been exposed. He became convinced the younger brother was relying on a wealthy woman, then decided to expose him and make sure he could never recover. He immediately called the media, claiming the investment company's president was a fraud who had risen by relying on a wealthy woman. Soon, his assistant reported that the rumor had spread online, accusing him of relying on a rich woman, while their stock price kept falling. He finally told the heiress that his first fortune was not borrowed or earned, but came from an 80 million lottery ticket his father left him. He explained that his father secretly left the ticket because he knew his mother was biased, and this scandal came from his brother after he refused him. When the heiress asked how he would respond, he said since they wanted a bigger scandal, he would grant it and hold a press conference immediately. At his press conference, reporters questioned the unclear source of his company's funding and accused him of starting the business only by relying on a woman. He dismissed the accusations as nonsense, but reporters immediately pressed him to explain the source of the company's 50 million startup fund. Before he answered, his older brother stormed into the press conference, claiming he dared not reveal the truth. Next, he produced photos of the younger brother spending time with the heiress, claiming they proved he had risen by relying on a woman. The photos made the reporters and everyone present begin to suspect that his accusations might actually be true. Then he revealed the heiress's identity and claimed the younger brother would be nothing without her family background, influence, and financial support. The heiress warned that every accusation could lead to a defamation lawsuit, but his brother and sister-in-law insisted their claims were completely factual. The younger brother told everyone these were malicious rumors, explaining that he and the heiress were only ordinary friends with no improper relationship. His brother challenged him to explain where tens of millions came from if he had not traded his body for the heiress's support. The younger brother finally revealed that his startup money came from an 80 million lottery ticket secretly left to him by their father. He then displayed official transaction records from the lottery center, proving he was the mysterious winner whose 80 million prize had once made headlines. Unable to accept the truth, his older brother accused him of lying and demanded why, among countless people, he alone had won. He explained his father had given him the lottery ticket as a final lifeline, while the heiress was only his teacher and friend, urging everyone to stop malicious speculation. After the truth emerged, his family rushed toward him claiming everything belonged to them, but security quickly restrained and removed them from the conference. Later, his brother and sister-in-law came to his home demanding the entire 80 million and claiming the ticket belonged to their father's estate. They argued that their household had 4 people, so by dividing the money per person, they deserved at least 80% of the prize. His brother went even further, demanding not only the lottery money but also ownership of the investment company the younger brother had built. Rather than argue, the younger brother took out a letter and offered to read it, revealing it was their father's final written message. In the letter, their father remembered how the younger son disappeared at 4, suffered outside for years, and returned only to remain neglected. The father admitted their mother had favored the older brother throughout her life, something he could neither stop nor change, leaving the younger son suffering. He reminded his younger son that he owed nobody anything, praised his potential, and urged him to live well and build a life of his own. The mother broke down, saying she never knew about the letter or lottery because her husband had never told her anything before dying. But the younger brother said their father stayed silent because it was useless. She would still favor her eldest son anyway. His mother insisted she also loved her younger son, claiming she only wanted to settle his brother first, so he could support him someday. But the younger brother refused to accept that excuse. Despite the letter, the older brother still claimed the lottery was part of their father's estate, and insisted he deserved a share. The younger brother reminded them they took all 3 houses and left him 1 lottery ticket, so demanding a share now was too late. Furious, his brother accused him of refusing to share and threatened to hire lawyers and sue him unless he immediately handed over the money. Their mother suddenly slapped her eldest son and ordered him to return home at once. But his sister-in-law insisted they had not received the money and stubbornly refused to leave. The younger brother then presented a notarized will, explaining his father's letter was legally binding, and the lottery ticket was left exclusively to him, not as inheritance to be divided. He told his family to sue if they wished, saying he had plenty of time and money, while his sister-in-law angrily promised to find another way. After everyone left, the younger brother looked at his father's letter and silently promised to obey him, never sharing the lottery winnings with them. The couple refused to give up and planned to borrow money for a lawyer, but his mother insisted the lottery belonged solely to the younger brother. Next day, they hired a lawyer and asked their chances. He confirmed the notarized will was legally valid, clearly stating the younger brother alone inherited the lottery ticket. The older brother suspected the younger brother had altered their father's letter, but the lawyer said even handwriting analysis left them with 0 chance. His wife erupted over the wasted legal fees, yet the lawyer firmly reminded her that the law was clear, and they were certain to lose. Soon afterward, the sister-in-law announced she wanted a divorce, calling her husband a useless alcoholic with nothing left, and refusing to continue living with him. Her husband accused her of never mentioning divorce when he was successful, only becoming materialistic after he had lost everything. But his wife mocked his so-called success, saying he had only survived by constantly relying on his father. Then she took out a divorce agreement and handed it directly to her husband. She said she had prepared to leave since he began drinking and neglecting work, then coldly ordered him to sign. When he asked about their son, she insisted the child would follow her, claiming life with an alcoholic father would destroy his future. The older brother refused to let her leave, insisting the child was his. When their mother intervened, he pushed her aside. Then his wife warned that if he refused to sign, she would file for divorce in court. Later, when their aunt arrived, she found the mother sitting weakly on the bed. The aunt found the mother burning with fever and asked why her eldest son was absent. The mother said he was handling his divorce, leaving her alone. The mother finally admitted regretting her favoritism, explaining she always protected her eldest son, while assuming the obedient younger son needed no attention. The mother assumed her younger son would always understand her, never expecting him to grow up and stop obeying her. But the aunt reminded her that obedient children were hurt too, though adults rarely noticed. Then she urged the mother to rest, recover, and discuss the future later. Later, the aunt told the younger brother his mother had been bedridden with fever for days, and had become noticeably thinner. When he asked about his brother, the aunt explained the man worked irregularly as a security guard, and barely cared for their sick mother. The aunt clarified she was not asking him to return, then apologized for failing to honor her late brother's final request to care for his younger son. She urged him to release his resentment and experience his own life, but he said he felt no hatred and would never return. He believed it was enough for everyone to live peacefully apart, and the aunt quietly accepted his decision. That night, the mother prepared dinner and waited for her eldest son, still caring for him despite everything he had done. But instead of appreciating her, the older brother overturned the dinner table and angrily blamed his mother for spoiling him since childhood, claiming she had made him this way. She admitted everything was her fault. Yet he shouted that apologies could not restore his life or force the younger brother to give him money. When his mother began crying, the older brother complained she did nothing but cry, then angrily left her alone at home. Moments later, the mother contacted the younger brother and finally admitted she had always favored his older brother while ignoring his feelings. She confessed it was already too late and that her own actions had pushed him away, asking for no forgiveness, only offering an apology. After the mother finished speaking, she hung up the phone, leaving the younger brother with a storm of conflicting emotions. Moments later, he messaged his aunt, saying he had already transferred her money to help his mother whenever needed. His aunt accepted his decision. Standing before his father's portrait, the younger brother said he was living well and promised to embrace the new life that belonged to him. Later, his company successfully went public with a market value beyond expectations, and a reporter asked whom he wanted to thank most. He publicly thanked the heiress, explaining that she had given him warmth when he was at his lowest and helped him regain hope. He said she was both his friend and teacher, then admitted gratitude was not enough because he wanted to walk every future road beside her. The heiress realized he was confessing his love and accepted him. Their hopeful beginning ended this painful family story. That is the end. Thank you for watching.